questions, please.
We talked to Gavin and Brandon after the game on Saturday. Some pretty beat up, but what was the mood like in practice?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's been very energetic right now. You know, we got to work on some things that we always got to work on to get better every game. You know, and I think that, you know, these guys came out, they've been working their tails off this week. A lot of good effort, a lot of excitement, you know what I mean, trying to get over what happened last week, and I think they're moving forward.
Coach Narduzzi said, you know, kids can be more resilient these days sometimes than coaches. Have you kind of done the same thing to be true?
Well, I'll tell you what, that's always true, you know, because we always put it on ourselves even more, I think, than the players do. But they care too, you know, and they're at a point right now where they don't want to be in that same light that they had last week, you know. So I think that's what drives them to play a lot of effort this week in practice, to be able to work on some of the things that they thought they need to get better from last week's game, going into this week against a good football team within Virginia.
Archie, what do you try to teach from that one going forward, or try to emphasize to improve on, you know, last 4 games of the season?
I'm sorry, say the question.
What are some of the things you take from that game that you're trying to emphasize to improve on for the last 4 games?
Yeah, I think, you know, you want to always, right now, what I see is that, you know, for last week's game, I think we had a very good understanding of tackling, great angles, being physical, imposing our will on opposing offenses. And I think that we got to continue that part. All right, I think that's what, again, like we saw in practice this week, we came with a lot of fire. So expect to see a lot of fire this week again, just like past.
There was a lot of missed tackles in that game. What leads to that?
What leads to that is just understanding angles. All right, just like we just talked about really quickly, was got to take proper angles. All right, aim at near hip. All right, the proper fundamentals of tackling and then run through guys. You know, so that's something which that we've done a great job at with tackling the whole year. You know, and I think that SMU was a good ball club as well. You know, with that being said, we got to get back to the fundamental piece of attacking near hip and imposing our will, tackling.
There were a couple of those non-tackles where it seemed like your guy thought he was down, but his knee didn't hit the ground, no whistle, keeps playing. Is that, were they?
Well, we talked about hound finish, all right? And he didn't hound finish. He thought he was aggressively going to take somebody down. He didn't throw his shoulder into that finish, all right? And we got to be able to get that accomplished, period, because that's how we want to finish all the time. You know, and that's just period.
Rashad played a limited amount of snaps in that game. Was that a result of not finishing that tackle on that play, or?
No, he came in there a little bit banged up, you know, and you know, wanted to make it through. But his parent right then, in which that wanted to make sure, you know, didn't jeopardize.
How's Ryland's focus been this, you know, throughout the season? You know, him being probably you guys' top corner this year so far.
It's been good. It's been good. Like I said, he's been a conscious effort doing a lot of film study. I think that's helped his game. You know, obviously he's always critical of himself. He always comes in, always wants to know what he can do better. And, you know, every week, you know, we go through that and we watch those negative things and we watch the positive as well. And we kind of try to move forward. And I think that he's on a good pace of being a first-year player.
You told us how some of your guys in the room were cracking jokes when you told everyone that he was going to be doing that radio broadcast. What was the temperament of that, or what was it like for you to know that one of your guys is getting an opportunity like that?
It's awesome. Awesome. I love when those guys are able to do some things that they love to do after football. That's very important too. I actually listened to it, and I thought he did an amazing job. You guys want to make sure he gets okay after football. He did an amazing job tonight. I think, who was the team they were playing with? Westinghouse, right, you know, and just listen to him talk about guys running to the ball the whole 9 yards, which we talk about here. But I love being able to see somebody go through what they love to do.
What concerns you most about Virginia?
Concerns? You know, the concern is another football game. All right, you know, with that being said, that's an exciting part about it. I wouldn't call it a concern. I think they're a good football team, period. You know, I think that the one thing which that we have to do is to be who we are. All right, which is what you see on that back of the wall, play with a lot of good attitude, we have a great effort, toughness, and knowledge. And that's what we plan on doing this week versus Virginia.
What does Malachi do to be able to post some of the stats that he's done? What kind of a challenge will he be on Saturday?
Great challenge. You know, he's 6'4", 220 pounds. All right, so he's got really good speed, really good hip. You know, he can drop and get out of his breaks as well. He goes up and utilizes his size and his leverage, you know, in which that poses the issue for defensive backs. So you got to be at your tip-top, you know, game, have to be great at technique, be able to stop some of the things in which that he does. But he's got 82 catches. So he's a guy in which that they've targeted a lot. Throughout this year.
Is that, when do they throw him a
I'm
lot
sorry,
of
not
50?
82, but
No. Did they throw him a lot of 50-50 balls? Is that where you get some of this?
they're just trying to get him the ball. All right, he'll get 50-50 balls, he'll get curls, he'll get slants. I mean, they keep the route tree open for him. I think he's a bigger body guy that can run really good routes.
Grady, do you guys modify the amount of tackling you guys do in practice as the season goes on and sort of preserve their bodies, or because maybe if you have a week where that's an issue, do you sort of reemphasize it? I mean, like going live, I mean, like you would during camp, does it change during the season?
Well, I love Coach Narduzzi, all right, and he's a physical, tough man, all right. We're gonna always try to work to thud, what we call thud. That means getting that near leg in there, near shoulder in there, and trying to run somebody back, all right, within practice. So that's the standard that we do every week in practice. And I think it intensifies even more as you come off a week like last week, but it's still the same standard, all right.
What does Landry do well?
I'm sorry?
The Virginia quarterback, what does he do well?
So AC, he does really good. I mean, he's good with his feet, so he's, like I said, he's got a couple good weapons out there in which that if something's broken down, he can utilize his feet quickly and he can throw well on the run. So there is no play that's dead with him, all right? He can get out of that pocket and then, hurt you with his feet and or get a little bit of run and then throw it.
Anything else for Coach Collins?
What have you seen from Cruz this season? I guess his improvement his first full year playing.
He's progressing every single week. It's fun watching him play. He's learning on the field, and again, he's maturing in front of even in practice. You talk about, he had a couple physical tackles or physical thuds out there today, but that's what he brings to the table. Is just understanding that he's working and trying to get better every single day. And what's going to happen with that is he's going to be better and better, even more in the games. So he'll be able to show that.
Coach, thank you for your time.